Turkey, born and raised there.
Yeah.
So I'm 25, graduated from the Department of History. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to pursue a degree in the field of history, obviously. So it's going to take a very long time, first of all. Apart from that, I live in a city called Rize, which is a coastal city and situated in the eastern part of the Black Sea.
Yeah.
It has become very, very prominent in the last few years, thanks to social media, actually. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at it yourself if you're interested. If you're not, obviously, it's perfect,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
So,
all social media.
'cause I know that you have talked to many people who are from Turkey, right?
Yes.
So
Yes. I have.
so I know you switched your career from being a teacher to become to become being a police officer, right? Is
Yes,
that
I
right?
do.
Actually,
Yeah.
it's a very nice shift as far as I'm concerned because I have a cousin who is a teacher and the other is a police officer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The other being a police officer, his job is a little bit can be a little bit exhausting and drudgery. But I
Yeah.
respect the fact that you put your life on the line for other people for their safety. It's a wonderful thing and very commendable. If you know what I mean. So
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. It does make me very proud.
you
Thankfully,
should be.
so
You
far.
should be. By the way.
Oh,
You should
thank
be.
you. Thank you. So far in my career, I haven't been in the most dangerous situations yet.
I
Been a
guess you're gonna be.
Yeah, there's been a few times when I have been a little bit nervous or a little bit scared. Um, but it really does make me proud, and every day is just so exciting. It's so different. I'm speaking to all sorts of people from different backgrounds, and I'm really loving the job. So I'm really glad that I made the jump, even though a big change like that can be very daunting. I'm glad I had the courage to make the move.
You know what? I want to talk about something which is really fascinating because this is my second time I'm taking part in those kind of videos. They're going to get uploaded to YouTube. So
Yeah.
like I said, it's my second time, and that last one, the first one, sorry. I mean, when I took part in one of those videos, and I was very sick. There's a saying in English, as sick as being as sick as a dog. You know,
Mhm.
so it was at the end of the term, and I was about to graduate from the university. So I mean, in that video, I was very sick, but I mean, there is no such thing leaving somebody in large. You know what I mean? So I mean, with that being so, I could have called it up. Okay, it was in my hands, obviously, but I didn't because I promised the owner of the channel, Yasin Altun. You know him, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
He's the man providing me with the opportunity to talk to you, obviously.
yeah.
So in the video, I kept a very serious face. Okay, I mean, but inadvertently and not in a way I did it on purpose. So in the comment section was horrendous. Okay, so they told me you're rude, you're that, you're okay. I was
Oh
not.
no.
I was trying to get myself together. So people, I mean, I didn't get resentful because people may not understand the situation, what's going on
Yeah.
behind the scenes. After that, one of them, okay, in fact, one of them went so far as to say that I have an affiliation with an intelligence agency here in Turkey because I'm very serious. I had a beard very long. And
Yeah.
they said I'm an intelligence officer, which I was not. I just graduated.
Yeah.
So,
People are so quick to make a judgment, aren't they? And
I guess they are all conspiracy theories, which I don't believe. So, I mean, I was very sweet lambasted in the comment section, but over the years I've developed very thick skin,
yeah.
in a coping mechanism in towards those kind of things, and it didn't affect me at all. In fact, uh, in uh, st- in stark contrast to that, they made me laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
get
of course.
so. Um, if you don't mind me asking, maybe we should talk about language learning, if you're interested in. I don't know whether or not you have ever tried to learn another language in your life.
So I did learn Spanish throughout school. In England, you have to choose a language to learn, and it's usually between French, Spanish, or German. So I chose Spanish, and I did pretty well with it. I got good grades in my exams, and I could
Sorry,
quite.
Sullivan.
Sorry.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. I didn't mean, but I mean, I'd ask you, are you fluent or just
No, no, not by any means. I was quite confident speaking and listening at the time, but since it's been 10 years
I
since I
mean,
left school, and I just haven't used it since. So it has kind of left my mind, unfortunately. I could probably read some and work out what it was, but I wouldn't be able to speak much of it
I
anymore.
know two words in Spanish. One of them is por favor. The other is señorita. Maybe
Yes, please, and like miss, yeah. So it's such a shame because I was really confident at one point, but it just shows that if you don't use it and keep,
Absolutely, you're gonna get rusty.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I don't speak it anymore, unfortunately.
In order for me not to get rusty, I mean, it's very obvious that I've been working on it and studying the English for over 7 years.
Yeah,
One time in my life, I had the interpretation job, here in Turkey. So
yeah,
it was fascinating for me because I guess somebody who is very willing to learn the language itself should be infatuated with the language itself. That's my mindset towards learning language, any language in the world. It applies to every language, whatever it is at the time. So uh,
yeah. I
maybe
think,
I mean, if you have an interesting story in regards to learning English, yeah, you can tell me about it.
yeah,
If not, I mean, I can proceed. But I want to hear from you, obviously.
yeah. I was just going. What was I going to say? Have I forgotten? I think I might have forgotten.
It's okay, no problem, no problem. You can
I
make
did
up
have.
something.
Um, that was part of my problem. I don't ever go to Spain. I don't need Spanish for anything. So I think I don't really have that interest there. But if you needed a language for work or you visited that country a lot, you would find it so beneficial and it would be so important to you. But I just didn't
Yeah,
have that for Spanish. But your English is so impressive. Can I just say it? You're so fluent and confident. You can tell you've
thank
been
you.
learning for a long time. Very impressive.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So, I mean, I have a very interesting story with regard to learning English. I mean, I have actually three of them, but one of them is very, I mean, comical, I would say. So, let me tell you the backstory. Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, I mean, 25, but I was in my early 20s, and at the time when I happened to be in a with a sick word, let's call it that way. So I had seen three people who were black. They'd come to my county to be able to make some money because they'd come from South Africa or something. They were black, and I got excited. I got excited because we are not used to seeing black people here. So
Mhm.
we treat them very appropriately. We help them, and so on and so forth. So one of the child friend of mine and saw me, and he told me that English, okay, which I didn't. It was obviously at the time. So
Mhm.
he told me that come and talk to them, and in my mind, I mean, should I do that or not? Because my English was not very sufficient to hold a conversation with anybody who is about me, let's say. So when I got close to them, I told them, hello, and then they responded with a kind response. So I tried to hold a conversation with them, which went very miserably for me, and I was pretending like nothing happened. I mean, it felt like I was a interpreter for the ordinary people around me, and because it was called village square, and there were lots of people, and they told me that, oh my God, it's very fascinating because nobody knew anything except me about English. Okay, so
Yeah.
but I put on my poker face, let's say, and
Yeah.
so after the incident, I went back home straight away and just started to learn English and study English for hours on end. It was something very fascinating in itself. I mean, it came to at a point of where my parents told me that you're gonna burn yourself out. Please take things easy, and I
Yeah.
didn't listen, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's how it transpire. Let's call it this way,
Yeah.
So that's my story.
Yeah, amazing. That's so impressive. And I can tell you're a very driven, focused person. So once you set your mind to something, you want to do it and you want to achieve. And that's such a good
Thank
quality.
you. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's amazing. And it's not easy learning any new language, but I've heard that and I understand that English is such a difficult language to learn. So you should be very proud of yourself.
Oh, thank you. I will, and I am actually not in a way that's cocky.
Hmm.
In a way that I'm very humble about that. Because I always
Hmm.
try to, try to help people to learn English, and
Yeah,
I'm very philanthropic about that. When I was taking a ride towards, to a city, when I happen to see somebody like a student as me, I try to strike up a conversation with
yeah,
him or her, and
yeah,
I tell them, I have means to give you freely. Okay, not in a way I'm not trying to sell you something, and that you can learn by these means in English, and that which will give you another chapter in your life. And
yeah,
I'm not trying to be humanitarian about it. Not if I was very selfish about it, I would have been able to do the things that I did in my life. So one of the things that's very fascinating about the language itself, especially English, so is that there are lots of, maybe tons of phrases in English, and
yeah,
I, I would recommend people learn them respectively, and not in a way they cannot learn in a way wholly and not collectively. You cannot do that, obviously. But let's take a hand the phrase, talking through your head. You know what I
mhm,
mean? The
yeah,
meaning in speaking person. So, if a person, uh, let's say, they heard it, okay, while listening. If they not know the meaning, it's very confusing, right? They're trying to break it down. I mean, talking through your head, talking head. What does it mean? It doesn't mean anything
yeah, yeah,
to them. So that's why I recommend people who are, language enthusiasts. So they should be able to be, very willing to and infatuated with the subtitles. Okay,
yeah,
I read over the last maybe 4 years all the subtitles. Okay, I mean it was quite exhausting, quite drudgery, I'd say. So, but at the end, it's going to bear its fruits for them. I'm very
yeah.
serious. I'm the living example of that.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. And but look where you are and look how amazing you've done. So you're proof that hard work pays off.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, it was so lovely to meet you today. I really enjoyed our conversation. So thank you for that.
Oh, we're out of time.
I
What the
know
shit?
it went so quickly, didn't
I
it?
didn't even know. I didn't even know.
I
It's
know.
over. I would love to
It's-
see, again. I don't know when. Maybe when I happen to be in England, I'll let you
Yeah,
know.
definitely. I'd love that. Speak to you
Thank you very
soon.
much. I appreciate
Thank
every second
you.
of that.
Oh,
Take care.
good. Thank you. Bye.